Forgive, forgiving, forgiveness. To be able to forgive is such a vital part of healing for yourself when someone has done you wrong. How does unforgiveness affect us? A person can become angry because of unforgiveness, and chronic anger can put you into fight or flight mode, which according to some medical experts say result in numerous changes in heart rate, blood pressure and immune response. Those changes then increase the risk of depression, heart disease and diabetes, and that's just some of the conditions we know of. Forgiveness, however, helps by calming stress levels, leading to improved health. Say we take a more detailed look at unforgiveness. Unforgiveness creates an emotional storm of distress in which feelings of stress, anxiety, depression, also insecurities and fear surface. Unforgiveness also creates a hardened heart. The hardened heart feels anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred towards the offender. What are some of the symptoms of unforgiveness? If you're unforgiving, you might bring anger and bitterness into every relationship and new experience, become so wrapped up in the wrong that you can't enjoy the present, become depressed or anxious, or feel that life lacks meaning or purpose, or that you're at odds with your spiritual beliefs. That's how serious unforgiveness can be. You can be sick. What are the dangers of unforgiveness? Unforgiveness can hold you down, eat up your peace, and lead to other sins like malice, plotting evil against someone in your mind, and so on. When unforgiveness enters our hearts, it erodes our ability to love, bond, and trust, resulting in making us cold, bitter, and hard. Unforgiveness, holding you down, is a form of oppression that can drive you mad. We have to forgive others that we too may be forgiven and forgiven from God. Luke 6:37, Matthew 6:12, and Mark 11:25 and 26. It's important to nip unforgiveness in the bud before it takes root in our hearts and minds. And also, starting from now, make up in your heart and mind to forgive everybody that has ever offended us. Being forgiving is not only one-time thing. Matthew 18:22. Unforgiveness is of the devil and not of God. What happens to your body when you don't forgive? Unforgiveness, or in other words, when we don't forgive and experience symptoms of sadness, depression, anxiety, and the serotonin levels in our brain are lower than they should be, which can lead to other issues such as obsessive thinking. If this is the case, forgiveness can play an important emotional part in releasing us from the grips of our past. Note, can we be forgiven unless we forgive? Read Matthew 6:14-15. Everything and anything can be forgiven, apart from blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. That will not be forgiven, either in this age or in the age to come. God knows how hard it is to be forgiven, but He does want us to forgive. Matthew 18:22. 4 steps to forgiveness. Number 1. Uncover your anger. Anger is oftentimes hidden unless it explodes in full-blown rage. Number 2. Decide to forgive. This may take some time. If someone has hurt you deeply, then you probably aren't ready to just let it go. Number 3, work on forgiveness. Number 4, release the emotional bondage and prison. Let go of things from the past. Letting go of things from the past. Try seeing positive from the negative. Create physical distance. Do your own work. Find things to be grateful for. Practice living in the present. Allow negative emotions to flow. Accept that the other person may not apologize. Engage in self-care. This will empower us as we do this daily. Surround yourself with people. Maybe talking about it might help. Giving yourself permission to forgive and forgive yourself, and seek professional help. What are the causes of unforgiveness? Unforgiveness and your health. Cancer. 61% of cancer patients have forgiveness issues. That result was found on the internet. 29th of December 2017. Suppressed anger. People often get angry for any reason, have issues associated with forgiveness. Low self-esteem. Lack of self-love stems from not forgiving yourself or self-acceptance. Bitterness. Increases the risk of depression. Constant worrying increases the risk of sleep deprivation and anxiety, blood pressure, and heart disease. In conclusion, forgiving is much more better for yourself than to be unforgiving. The pros for being forgiving far less than the cons of being unforgiving. On one hand, there's health, freedom, and peace. We can be forgiven when we forgive. And on the other hand, sickness, disease, sadness, stress, anxiety, depression, insecurities, fear, hardened heart, anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred towards the offender, serotonin levels in the brain are lowered than they should be, erodes ability to love, affects the relationship, diabetes, also cancer, malice, and plotting evil in your mind against someone, and so on. Giving offender control over you. Remember, forgiveness is from God and unforgiveness is from the devil. Jesus taught Peter to forgive 77 times. Matthew 18:21-22. Joseph forgave his brothers who sold him in Genesis 45:4-8. Jesus forgave the woman caught in adultery. Jesus prayed for the people who hurt him. John 23:33-34. Stephen cried out to the Lord those who stoned him before death. Acts 7:58-60. King David forgave Saul who tried to kill him in 1 Samuel 24:1-15. Paul asked Philemon to forgive Onesimus. The parable of the two debtors is a parable of Jesus. Luke 7:36-50. What is the biblical meaning of forgiveness? Well, the Bible has plenty to say about forgive and some about forgiveness. The Greek word translated as forgive in the New Testament, apaimi, carried a wide range of meanings. including to remit a debt, to leave something or someone alone, to allow an action to send away, to leave, abandon, or to desert, and even to divorce. Forgiveness is needed for everyone. Forgiveness can be done by everyone. Forgive somebody today. Forgive everybody always.